श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की समवेत भक्तवृंद की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। वंदे गुरून् ईशभक्तान् ईशम् ईशवतारकान् तत्प्रकाशांश तत्शक्ति कृष्ण चैतन्य संज्ञकम् नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। मदेकबन्धुमत्सङ्गीन् मद्गुरो मन्महाधन मन्निस्तारकमद्भाग्यमदानन्द नमस्तुते। असाधु साधुतादायिन् अतिनीचोचतारक हानमञ्च कदाचिन्मां प्रेम्णा हित्कण्ठय स्फुर। जय श्री श्री विजय गौरंग दयाल निताय की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So today we will continue reading from 7th canto, chapter 5, text number 12. So as usual, just I'll read maybe one paragraph from Transcendental Diary. A devotee reported that Harikesh Swami is still in Delhi. As soon as he arrived there, he became very ill and is unable to travel. Also, Gopal Krishna Prabhu was supposed to be in Delhi but hasn't been seen. Prabhupada is concerned. September 25th, 1976. A devotee arrived from Los Angeles in the early morning, bringing Srila Prabhupada two gilt-edged copies of the new Srimad Bhagavatam English Canto Part 1. Srila Prabhupada received them with great pleasure, happy that the BBT is now keeping pace with his translation work. So, Okay, so we will see. स स यदानुव्रतः पुंसाम् पशुबुद्धिर्विभिद्यते अन्य एष तथान्योऽहम् इति भेदगता सति स यदानुव्रतः पुंसाम् पशुबुद्धिर्विभिद्यते अन्यैष तथान्योऽहम् इति गता सति स यदानुव्रतः पुंसाम् पशुबुद्धिर्विभिद्यते अन्य एष तथान्योऽहम् इति गता सति स यदानुव्रतः पुंसाम् पशुबुद्धिर्विभिद्यते अन्य एष तथान्योऽहम् इति भेदगता सति स यदानुव्रतः पुंसाम् पशुबुद्धिर्विभिद्यते अन्यत् Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki. Sa, that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yada, when. Anubrata, favorable or pleased. Pumsam, of the conditioned souls. Pashubuddhi, the animalistic conception of life. I am the Lord, I am the Supreme, and everyone is God. Vividyate is destroyed. Anya, another. Eshaha, this. Tatha, as well as. Anyaha, another. Aham, I. Iti, thus. Veda, distinction. Gata, having. Asati, which is disastrous. Translation. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pleased with the living entity because of his devotional service, one becomes a Pandita and does not make distinctions between enemies, friends, and himself. Intelligently, he then thinks, every one of us is an eternal servant of God, and therefore we are not different from one another. Purport. When Prahlad Maharaj's teachers and demoniac father asked him how his intelligence had been polluted, Prahlad Maharaj said, as far as I am concerned, my intelligence has not been polluted. Rather, by the grace of my spiritual master and by the grace of my Lord Krishna, I have now learned that no one is my enemy and no one is my friend. We are all actually eternal servants of Krishna, but under the influence of the external energy, we think that we are separately situated from the Supreme Personality of Godhead as friends and enemies of one another. This mistaken idea has now been corrected, and therefore, unlike ordinary human beings, I no longer think that I am God and that other are my friends and enemies. Now I am rightly thinking that everyone is an eternal servant of God and that our duty is to serve the Supreme Master, for then we shall stand on the platform of oneness as servants. Demons think of everyone as a friend or enemy. But Vaishnavas say that since everyone is a servant of the Lord, everyone is on the same platform. Therefore, a Vaishnava treats other living entities neither as friends nor as enemies, but instead tries to spread Krishna consciousness, teaching everyone that we are all one as servants of the Supreme Lord, but are uselessly wasting our valuable lives by creating nations, communities, and other groups of friends and enemies. Everyone should come to the platform of Krishna consciousness and thus feel oneness as a servant of the Lord. Although there are 8,400,000 species of life, a Vaishnava feels this oneness. The Ishopanishad advises Ekatvam Anupashyataha. A devotee should see the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be situated in everyone's heart and should also see every living entity as an eternal servant of the Lord. This vision is called Ekatvam, oneness. Although there is a relationship of master and servant, both master and servant are one because of their spiritual identity. This is also Ekatvam. Thus, the conception of Ekatvam for the Vaishnava is different from that of the Mayavadis. Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad Maharaj how he had come, how he had become antagonistic to his family. When a family member is killed by an enemy, all the members of the family would naturally be inimical to the murderer. But Hiranyakashipu saw that Prahlad had become friendly with the murderer. Therefore, he asked, who has created this kind of intelligence in you? Have you developed this consciousness by yourself? Since you are a small boy, someone must have induced you to think this way. Prahlad Maharaj wanted to reply that an attitude favorable toward Vishnu can develop only when the Lord is favorable. So, Jadanubrataha. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is the friend of everyone, Suridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatva Mam Santimrichati. The Lord is never an enemy to any of the millions of living entities, but is always a friend to everyone. This is true understanding. If one thinks that the Lord is an enemy, his intelligence is Pasu Buddhi, the intelligence of an animal. He falsely thinks, I am different from my enemy, and my enemy is different from me. The enemy has done this, and therefore my duty is to kill him. This misconception is described in this verse as Veda Buddhi, Veda Gatasati. The actual fact is that everyone is a servant of the Lord, as confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jiveru Swarup Hoy Krishna Nityadas. As servants of the Lord, we are one, and there can be no questions of enmity or friendship. If one actually understands that every one of us is a servant of the Lord, where is the question of enemy and friend? Everyone should be friendly for the service of the Lord. Everyone should praise another's service to the Lord and not be proud of his own service. This is the way of Vaishnava thinking, Vaikuntha thinking. There may be uh, rivalries and apparent competition between servants in performing service. But in the Vaikuntha planets, the service of another servant is appreciated, not condemned. This is Vaikuntha competition. This is, there is no question of enmity between servants. Everyone should be allowed to render service to the Lord to the best of his ability, and everyone should appreciate the service of others. Such are the activities of Vaikuntha. Since everyone is a servant, everyone is on the same platform and is allowed to serve the Lord according to his ability. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivisto martasmritir jnanam apohanam cha. The Lord is situated in everyone's heart, giving direction according to the attitude of the servant. However, the Lord gives different dictation to the non-devotees and devotees. Now, the non-devotees challenge the authority of the Supreme Lord, and therefore the Lord dictates in such a way that the non-devotees forget the Lord's service life after life and are punished by the laws of nature. But when a devotee very sincerely wants to render service to the Lord dictates in a different way. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 10:10, Tesam satatajuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam jenamam upayantite. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Everyone is actually a servant, not an enemy or friend, and everyone is working under different directions from the Lord who dictates each living entity according to his mentality. This is a very elaborate explanation of the verse, like Prabhupada has explained everything, there is not much to say, but since Prabhupada has given such a wonderful purport, so let us understand few points from this. The speech of Prahlad Maharaj. So, Prahlad Maharaj started speaking from yesterday's verse. He says, Paraha swaschatya sadgraha pumsam jan maya krita. Pumsam jan maya krita. The living entities in this material world, under illusion, they create this difference that he is my friend, he is my enemy. Pumsam jan maya krita. This difference is created under the influence of Maya. And now, in today's verse, this concept is more elaborately explained by Prahlad Maharaj. That under what circumstance one is acting in such kind of different mood of difference, or when somebody is absorbed in the concept of me and mine, what is actually how he is defined in the scripture. Because people in this world who are identifying themselves with the body and the expansions of the body, relations with the body, they have been accepted as the top leaders, the best people in the world. But according to Prahlad Maharaj, who are actually, what kind of intelligence these people possess? If we are condemning this kind of mentality, then how to transcend this mentality, how one can go beyond this concept of me and mine. So these things is explained in this verse. So first he said, Sa jadanu brataha pumsam pasu buddhir vibhidyate. The, so the first thing he said is that, well, if Prahlad Maharaj is asked that you are condemning so much about these people, what about you? You are also born in this family, and what is your position? He is saying, no, I am not affected by this kind of thinking. Or how did you go beyond this concept of life which everyone is almost affected by in this world? So that's why he is saying, so Jadan Anubrata. You should understand that when somebody is favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then what happens? Pasu buddhir vividyate. The pasu buddhi. What is pasu buddhi? Me and mine concept is the pasu buddhi. He has been defined. He is saying this kind of pasu buddhi, this animalistic propensities, animalistic conception of life will be destroyed. Vividyate. Will be gone. So, now the question comes, Prahlad Maharaj said this, that, okay, when somebody is favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then only this Pasu Buddhi will be destroyed. Now the question is, how one will attain the favor of the Supreme Lord? Or is there any reference in the scripture which gives us the information that somebody who was favored by the Supreme Lord, how actually he was favored by the Supreme Lord, what is the process? And then his Pasu Buddhi was destroyed. Yes, it is explained. Srila Jiva Goswami actually, in commenting to this verse, he explains this point. He is saying, I just want to see that. Srila Jiva Goswami, he says, how one can get the favor of the Supreme Lord. He is saying, स यदा इति कथञ्चित् महतः प्रसंगेन तत्सामुख्ये सति यदा स भगवान् अनुकूलः स्यात् तदा पूर्वक्त्या पशुबुद्धिर्विभिद्यते नश्यति इत्यर्थः. He is saying that yada, he is saying kathanchit mahata prasangena. If by some good fortune one comes in contact with a great devotee of the Lord, means by some good fortune when one associates with a devotee of the Supreme Lord, Mahata Prasangena Tat Samukhya Sati. When one comes in contact or when one associates with a pure devotee of the Lord, what happens? Pure devotee of the Lord, he has got no other business than glorifying the Supreme Lord. He speaks about the Supreme Lord. So that means when we associate with a devotee, pure devotee of the Lord, who is actually speaking about the glories of the Supreme Lord, he is helping us to bring us near the Lord. Tat samukhya sati. He is bringing us near the Lord. He is connecting us with the Supreme Lord. He is that's a proportion of spiritual mastery via media. He is transparent via media. He has that capacity through the word which is emanating from the mouth of a pure devotee, which is carrying the dust of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. And it is actually giving a clarity, it's clearing. This is like, you can say, the word which is emanating from the mouth of a pure devotee, as we said, it's carrying the dust of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. This is like somebody who is hunted by a ghost, and this person is coming and chanting some mantra. This mantra is kind of going and spreading it is clearing the hunting of the ghost effect from that person's body. Similarly, we have been hunted by this ghost of material desire. And this mantra which is coming, which this glories of the Supreme Lord emanating from the mouth, as soon as it enters through the ear, it actually eradicates the effect of this ghost hunted to us. What is that? That's why he's saying that tat samukhye sati yada. When he is coming in contact with this devotee and hearing the Supreme Lord's glory, then what happens? Bhagavan anukula syat. That time, the Lord becomes favorable to the devotee. Okay, still we don't understand how it happens actually. Let us see the example of Ajamil. Ajamil was, even though he was born in a Brahmana family, what happened to him? Okay, we will take the Ajamil example next, second time. First time, let us take the example of Gajendra. Gajendra, he committed some offense in his past life. That's how he was cursed. He was cursed to take birth as Gajendra, Hathi, elephant. When he was in the elephant body, what happened to him? He was thinking, oh, I am so powerful. I have got so many, family members, and I can give them protection. I can feed them. In fact, being maddened by his body strength, being accompanied by his female partners and children who are also elephants, he entered the lake and he himself took bath. Then by taking water in his trunk, he was bathing his children, playing with the female partner, enjoying such a great person. All on a sudden, Graha, crocodile, comes and grabs him. Now, okay, he is applying his power. Went on fighting. seeking help. They also tried to rescue him. Nobody could help him. Then finally, when he remembered, because in the association of the devotees, he had heard this. See, this is the power of the association of the devotees, that this association even acts beyond this birth. Right? Ajendra, in his previous birth, he was cursed. Now he is degraded. But in the elephant body, somehow he was able to remember. And when he, recited that prayer, Pasubuddhim vividyate. His Pasubuddhi is now he's not thinking, oh, they are my, children, this is my partner is here, I need to take care of them. He was completely, renounced. He was completely immersed in the thoughts of the Supreme Lord. And he was glorifying the Lord with such beautiful prayer. How can such beautiful prayer emanate from the mouth of an elephant? As an animal. Huh? Ah. That's what he said. Yadano brata pamsam pasu buddhir vividyate. When one is favored by the Supreme Lord, then pasu buddhi can be destroyed. So this gives us the strength that even though Gajendra when Gajendra associated with the sadhu in his previous life and what he heard, that helped him to rescue him from the Pasu Joni in the next birth. So now the question comes, yes, so how come one can get the favor of the Supreme? Or is this the way that one should go and only associate, listen from the sadhu? That is the way to get the favor of the Supreme Lord? Yes, this is one way. There's another way. Also we see in the life of Ajamil. What happened to Ajamil? How did he got the favor of the Lord? And he also became, his Pasubuddhi was also destroyed. Ajamil, even though he was born in a Brahmana family, but he got into these ill practices. He got attached to a lady, and he was so attached that he gave up his Brahminical duties and he became, he adopted the life of a rover. And he was plundering people to maintain his family. He was so degraded. Right? Then, when he gave birth to a son at the age of 80, Narad Muni came, he said, just keep this child name Narayana. See how one is getting the favor of the Supreme Lord. Even though he is so sinful, but by addressing his son Narayana, he is getting purified. That's how in India, the tradition, even today also, if you go to some cultured family, you can see when the baby is born, the parents will call a Grahavipra who will make a study of the time of birth of the baby. And then they will see what planet was favoring at that time. And then they'll see what actually syllable is kind of matching. Then they will give a name starting with that syllable which is related to the Supreme Lord, Vishnu, his devotee, Dham. Because anything related to Krishna's paraphernalia is actually purifying. So by keeping the name of the son Gopal, he is chanting, Krishna's name as a Gopal, right? Govinda. He's addressing his son Govinda, but who is Govinda? His son is Govinda? His son is not Govinda. Krishna is Govinda. Similarly, when Narad Muni gave this name, Narayana, what happened? His son name became, he was thinking, I am calling him my son, Narayan. Actually, he was calling his son. But who is Narayan? Not his son. Narayan is Narayan. Not by just giving this name to his son, Narayan became his son. No, Narayan is always Narayan. So this is the tradition, this is the practice. This is how our Vedic culture is so great. People sometimes they don't understand the importance of this Vedic culture, that why we speak about the culture. The culture itself will protect us if we practice. If we don't know the science behind, that's why, Prabhupada said, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. If we read Bhagavatam every day, understand this subject matter very clearly, what happens? There will be no ambiguity in us. There's nobody has to come and convince us. I'm convinced, yes, this is what the life of the human life is. So he's saying, Sa Jadanu Brata Pumsam Pasu Buddhir Vividyate. What happened to Ajamil? You can see he was lying on the deathbed. Till that time, he was also thinking, my son, my son. When these Jamadutas, they came, they are trying to, take him out of that body. He was very much fearful. He had never seen such kind of strange entities, you know, having hairs on the head just like, were standing, and the face is so fearful, and having this rope in their hand, they are ready to tie him. He was very much, scared. He was thinking, oh, my son is nearby. Whatever they do to me, at least they should not go near my child. So, in a very low voice, he goes, Narayana. He's speaking like this. Narayan, where are you? Please come. Means he doesn't want his child to get hurt by this kind of people. He can see what kind of people they are. Because he chanted the name of Narayan. At that time, he just chanted Narayan. Even though he was calling his son, and what is this? This is actually Namabhas, clearing stage. He didn't have any other intention. He was just calling this son, but uttered the name, holy name. Pasubuddhi vividyate ranubrata. He got the mercy, blessing. Lord was favorable. Immediately, Vishnu Dutta, stop it. You are not entitled to take him. His pasubuddhi got destroyed. What happened? After he came back to life, no son, no wife, no house. Left. Went to Hardwar and did sadhana again. Then what happened? He attained liberation. So that is what have been said. Here Prabhupada also explains by quoting this verse from Bhagavad Gita. Actually he didn't quote, but he actually has, gave the narration of that verse from Bhagavad Gita. That Brahmane Gavi Hastini Sunichaiva Sapake Pandita Samandarshena. Hasti Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini. Right? A true devotee, a Brahmana, by virtue of his knowledge, he sees with equal vision. A Brahmana, Gavi, cow, a elephant, Sunichaiva Swapakecha, a outcast, Chandala, and a dog eater, and a dog with equal vision. How does that equal vision appear in a person, right? Even though we say, okay, this soul, super soul is there in everybody's heart, and we need to respect everybody as a part and parcel of the Lord, philosophically it's correct. But how many of us are able to practice this? Therefore, it is said, First of all, we know what is the severity of this disease. That anya esha, second line says, anya esha tathanyoham iti bheda gatam gatasati. First of all, this asati means asadhu buddhi. The intelligence is so polluted, he is identifying himself with the object for his enjoyment and the enjoyment of his near and dear one. So what is happening? He is saying, anya asau anya aham iti na sa veda jatha pashu. Here it is explained that a person who thinks, oh, this is someone else, I am different from him. What happens? Moksha anupayoga vat. If somebody having this kind of difference, if we expand it, actually Lord Kapil Dev, he explains in his teachings in the third canto, where he is speaking samrambhi bhinnadik drik bhavam mai kuriyat sa tamasi. Bhakti, maybe somebody is thinking, oh, I am practicing bhakti, but what kind of bhakti are you practicing? Oh, bhakti, I am practicing bhakti. Bhakti is supposed to be transcendental. Yes, bhakti is supposed to be transcendental. But here, Srila Kapil Dev is explaining bhakti in the mode of ignorance, bhakti in the mode of passion, bhakti in the mode of goodness. Expect that in its true swarupa, bhakti is free from the contaminations, Suddha Bhakti. But it is speaking about the inclination of the person who is practicing bhakti. If his intention, if his inclination is tamasic, then that bhakti becomes tamasic in nature. The pasu buddhi vividyate. Pasu buddhi. When somebody is infected by the mode of ignorance, he is actually leading the life of an animal. That is pasu buddhi. Infection is there. That means the bhakti he is performing, that becomes tamasika bhakti. Kapil Dev is saying, and this, he is saying, okay, samrambhi bhinnadrik bhavam, bhinnadrik. You see the difference. Very interestingly, the Acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Jiva Goswami, they explain that Bhinnadrik means he sees difference in his own happiness and the distress to that of others. That means Niranukampa, devoid of compassion. Very simple thing. Today is fasting. After fasting, you go to the kitchen for prasadam. And the brahmachari who is serving, he is thinking of his own happiness. He just wants to ensure that all paneer goes to his plate and others, whatever they get, doesn't matter. Right? No. This is called bhinnadrik. He is more concerned about his own happiness than others. That's why Vishwanath Chakravarti Niranukampa. He is devoid of compassion. This is also compassion, that you think of others also, not that you are thinking about yourself only. That's a bhinnadrik. Samrambhi. Samrambhi iti, Srila Jiva Goswami says, lobhadinam upalakshanam gyayam. Upalakshanam means, upalakshana word is like, okay, something is said, this is just a reference, but we need to understand other things also connected with that. Means kama, krodha, moho, moda, matsarya, everything is related to it. If somebody is practicing bhakti infected by lust, anger, greed, envy, all these things. According to Jiva Goswami, he is practicing tamasika bhakti. And if you want to know the nature of this, why we are discussing this? Because anya esa tathanya aham iti. He is having this bhinnadrik. He is concerned about his own happiness and he is rejecting others' happiness. So here in Brihan Naradiya Puran, it is explained that the tamasika bhakti is of again three types. Rajasika bhakti is of also three types, and Sattvika bhakti is also of three types. Means he says in this Brihanaradiya Puran, Jaschanyasya vinasartham bhajate shraddhaya harim. Phalavat prithvi pala sa bhakti stamasa adhama. Tamasa adhama means the lowest form of tamasika bhakti. What is lowest form of tamasika? Lowest form of tamasika bhakti, medium form of tamasika bhakti, and highest form of tamasika bhakti. There are three types. What is lowest form of tamasika bhakti? It says, Jaschanyasya vinasartham bhajate shraddhaya harim. One who is practicing lowest form of tamasika bhakti, he is also having faith, shraddha. And with his faith, he is engaged in serving the Supreme Lord. So externally speaking, we will see like, oh, he is kind of, all right, he is doing nice devotional service. But how to understand? Anyasya vinasartham. He is serving the Lord. He is engaged in devotional service. But he is thinking of how to harm others. Sometimes such kind of devotees are seen also. Then you will see this devotee will be around for some time, but after some time, he is not seen anymore in the temple. You don't find him. Just a nisya vinasartha. Suddhaya. Bhajate saddhaya harim. Here he said, sa bhakti tamasadhama. That is the lowest form of tamasika bhakti. Anyway, if you want to unpack this, how even somebody who is engaged in devotional service, how can he harm somebody else? Or how can he practice bhakti to harm somebody? I have no answer for this. Truly speaking, it should not be like that. But actually, if you see the practice today, some people are actually doing that. Practicing bhakti to harm somebody. I have heard some devotees, even they apply black magic on another devotee. Devotee is doing. What kind of bhakti is this? Do you think this is what Prabhupada wanted? This is how Prabhupada created this society? Let us understand. We are saying now, why is it happening? This me and mine concept. Sri Vijay Gauranga Dayal Nitai ki. So this tamasika, the propensity to commit oneself to the practice of tamasika bhakti is coming because of anya esa tathanyaham. He is seeing the different. He is different. He is, separate from me, my group. Prabhupada in this purport, Prabhupada is saying that in the name of society, in the name of relations, then we create the groupism. Prabhupada is speaking about that. Right? We heard that in the purport. He's speaking about nation, my own people. Then we try to create a groupism. What kind of spiritual leader are you? You are just trying to see, this group. Hare Baba, then for that you will not attain moksha, you will not attain liberation. So these people, especially those who are new people, this middle form of tamasika bhakti, what they are doing? जोर्चयेत् कैतवधिया स्वैरिणीं स्वपतिं यथा नारायण जगन्नाथ सावै तामसा मध्यमा. जोर्चयेत् कैतवधिया, with a deceitful intent. What is the deceitful intent? It is explained, just as an unfaithful wife worships her husband. That kind of devotional service is coming in the middle level of Tamasika Bhakti. That means an unlawful wife, she behaves so, faithful, said so faithfully before her husband that husband will never suspect that she is having extramarital affairs. And she will conduct all her household activities in such a way that her husband will know, oh, she is such a chaste lady. But while doing these services in the house, she is always thinking of that man. That is the meaning of Kaitavadhya Swairini Swapatim Jatha. Swairini here. Unchasteful, unlawful wife called Swairini. Kaitavadhya, he has a deceitful intent. Similarly, when somebody is engaged in the service of the Lord, he is thinking of somebody else. Not he is thinking of the people. He is thinking, when I will get the time, I will go out and I will meet with my friend outside. Are Baba, he is the, Krishna is saying, Gati Bharta Prabhu Sakhi, Nivasa Saranam Surit, Dhata, Pita. He is the father, he is the husband, his mother, father, everything. You are with him while serving him and you are thinking of something else, somebody else. You think somebody else is more powerful than him to give you all protection. Nobody can give you protection. Oh, he will give me money. That's why I have to so quickly just complete this. This boy is kind of working in a company, at the same time he is serving in the temple. So what he is doing? Oh, now I have to quickly finish this because I have to catch the train. I have to go and run to the work. That time also his mind is not there in the service actually. This is a fact. This happens actually. What kind of devotion are you practicing? See, this is not our statement. This is statement of this Shastra. Huh? You are with your pati, with your husband, eternal husband, and now you are thinking of somebody else. Yeah, you should define your area of responsibility in such a way that when you give your time to your husband, means actually you are giving your time to her. This time I am serving in the temple for the Lord, and you tell authority, this is the time I can give, and that time you should be fully present there. After that time, you can go to work. What happens? They are not able to reveal their mind and they have some hidden agenda. They want to just take some benefit from the temple. That's why he is making a show of his so-called service to the temple president, giving you like a beautiful scenario, like he is such a wonderful soul, he wants to do service. But he is having a lot of plans. Okay, I'll just take this much benefit, I'll spend this much time in the service, in the temple, then I'm out to do my things. Swairini Swapatim Jatha. That is not a good practice actually. Third one. Deva Puja Parandrishtva Spardhaya Jurched Harim means it is said that one who worships the Lord Hari out of envy upon seeing others engaged in the worship of the Lord. Why him? Why not me? This is the highest form of Tamasika Bhakti. Then again, in the same place, the explanation has been given about Rajasika Bhakti.
The highest tamasik is like he sees others engaged in the bhakti and then he feels envy
Envy, then he wants to be
Then he also
uh,
wants to do the same.
uh, out of envying others engaged in the service of the Lord.
He has no love for the Lord as
Uh,
well as it.
because he wants recognition, fame, no? Anyway, so here only stress is given to the envy upon seeing others doing service to the Lord. Okay? Then, Rajasika Bhakti is also three types. It is said, Dhana dhanya dikam jastu prarthayan said Harim. People go to the Lord. Lord is like a free bank. You can go and you can ask what you want. He is there to give you. Dhana dhanyadikam jastu. So people go to the Lord, they pray for wealth, food, and many other things in this world. One devotee is saying, how many people come to you asking for what they want, and how many people are coming wanting you? Right? So if you are coming to the Lord and asking for something else, some material benefit, that is actually lowest form of tamasika bhakti. And this practice is very prominent in the world today, right? Oh, you go to the temple, you go to the Lord, pray to Him, oh, give me good, service, let me become successful in my business, let my son stand first class, first in the exam. These things actually, this is mundane. This is nothing to do with bhakti. This is not bhakti. Well, he's serving, he's praying bhakti. But this is mixed bhakti. This is not actually Suddha bhakti. And the bhakti, the lowest form of Rajasika bhakti. Then, jo sarvaloka vikyato kirtim muddisya madhavam archaisyat paraya bhaktya. He is having strong devotion. He is engaged in worshipping the Lord. Why? जो सर्वलोक विख्यात कीर्ति उद्देश्य माधवम अर्चयत. He is engaged in the worship of the Madhava to become famous in the whole world. Sarvaloka vikhyata kirtim. I should have the fame which is spread in the entire universe. He is not satisfied with, his fame is spread only in his village. No, my fame should spread in the entire world. That is called Madhyama Rajasi Bhakti. Okay? Then the highest form of Rajasi Bhakti, Salukyadi Padam Jastu Samudasyar Ched Harim. Those who with a desire to attain Salukya, Sasti, Samipya, Sarupya, Mukti, they are engaged in service. That is kind of, called Rajasottama, highest form of Rajasika Bhakti. So, here, Prabhupada is making a very interesting comment. You will see, why are you discussing like Prabhupada is saying, everyone should be friendly for the service of the Lord. Everyone should praise others' service to the Lord and not to be proud of his own service. This is the way of Vaishnava thinking, Vaikuntha thinking. Okay. Then he says, apparent competition between servants in performing service. But in the Vaikuntha planet, the service, there is no competition actually. So here sometimes we see devotee, they also compete. And the devotee, they will give the example, in the spiritual world, there is also competition. Therefore we are competing. Actually, he is hiding his envy, his enmity in the dress of quoting that, there is also competition in the spiritual world. Try to understand a Baddha Jiva, when he is entering into this competitive spirit in this world, when engaged in service of the Lord, and the competition in the spiritual world. The difference is, when Radharani, she sees Krishna Actually, at one time, Krishna was in the Kunja of Biraja Sakhi. And when Radharani heard this, she was not happy actually. Why she was not happy? Well, different time, different things are explained, but one mood is she was thinking, oh, she does not know how to serve Krishna actually. They may take advantage of Krishna's situation, but they don't know how to make Krishna happy. She was very much concerned. That's why, she is kind of, apparently speaking, she is competitive to get Krishna by her side. But her intention is not to badmouth somebody, not to find fault with somebody. She is concerned about Krishna is not definitely being served the way Krishna will be happy. Guru Maharaj comes. I should serve Gurudev in a way Gurudev should be happy. Not that why he is serving, I should also serve. A guru becomes like, ball between two disciples. What is this? This is not bhakti. I mean to say, this is not actually Suddha bhakti practice. You should be very happy. Okay, she doesn't know how to cook this item. Let me cook this item for Guru Maharaj. Let me do this because I know what Guru Maharaj like. She doesn't know. He doesn't know. See, there's a difference in the competition, but healthy competition. Right? And devotees who are actually competing in this world and giving a reference, in the spiritual world also there is competition. Try to understand, my dear sir, competition in the spiritual world happens at the level of raga bhakti, not in the sadhana bhakti practice. Otherwise, Rupa Goswami will not give description about the symptoms of sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti and prema bhakti in the nectar of devotion. One example. When somebody in the raga bhakti, he says to the Lord that, my dear Lord, when that day will come, you will tell me, I should serve you in this way. You will tell me, you please fan me in this way. You will instruct me. Okay? In the stage of sadhana, samprarthanatmika, there Narottam Das Thakur is saying, samprarthanatmika, danya bodhika, lalsamai prayers. Here prayers, for example. He is praying to the Lord, tell me how I should serve you. You should instruct me. Then another prayer is, oh, my dear Lord, please bless me so that I can have same attraction towards you as I am attracted to my girlfriend. Looks like this is such a wonderful prayer. He's saying that the way I am attracted to my girlfriend, I should have similar kind of attraction towards you. I want to serve you with that kind of attraction, attachment. But here, there's a difference. The person who has not awakened to the platform of raga bhakti, he will not be able to imbibe the mood of that mindset that Krishna instruct me the way you want me to serve you. That will not be awakened. So, externally speaking, this boy who is making a prayer that the way I am attracted to my girlfriend, I should have attraction to you, he is also in the Prema Bhakti platform, externally speaking, but he is actually not. He is just praying it like that. So, by seeing external behavior, it is not, we cannot understand it. We have to see the intention of that person. And we sometimes, we hide our intention under such kind of sentimental prayers. And we say, we are, in the spiritual world, there is also competition. You want to imitate? No. Then you are not practicing Shuddha Bhakti. Here, Anya esanya aham iti. Veda gata asati. Veda gata sati asati. You see, who is a sadhu? Sadhu, Krishna, he spoke Nanda Maharaj. He said, my dear father, You tell me what actually you are doing. What is this big arrangement going on in our house today? Huh? Everybody is engaged. First of all, Krishna went to his mother. Mother said, hey, I don't have any time. You just go and find out from your father. They're getting ready for Govardhan Puja. And Krishna went to his father, my dear father, tell me. Don't think I am a small child, I don't need to know. I need to know. And Krishna is telling, a sadhu, he doesn't see he is my friend, he is neutral, he is enemy. So you have to tell me, what is the truth? Krishna is telling. This is what Krishna is saying. You are sadhu. Means you should be, you don't consider somebody enemy, friend, neutral. What is neutrality? What do you mean by neutral? Oh, I want to become neutral. You are Brahmana? You are Vaishnava? No. You should see things according to the Shastra and guide people in the correct path. Neutral means what? Krishna is saying, no, don't become neutral. Don't see somebody, I'm not your friend or enemy. I need to know the truth. Tell me the truth. This is called, then that bheda gata sati, asati. If he is friendly, inimical and neutral, then he is asati. So many instructions, so many nice points Prahlad Maharaj has captured in this verse. As we continue, then we'll also you'll hear more about Prahlad Maharaj's mood, what he meant by this pasu buddhi and how somebody can be freed from this, pasu buddhi vividyate. So we understood that by associating with the devotees, one will become free from these afflictions of the animalistic propensities. And once one give up this concept of happiness for the body and the expansions of the body, then he will not see somebody as his enemy, friend, or he will not be in a neutral platform. He will know how to act according to the principles of the Bhagavata Dharma. So that is what Prahlad Maharaj is trying to analyze by taking reference from the yesterday's verse. He spoke today's verse. Thank you very much. I will conclude here. Now it is time for prasadam. We all can go for prasadam. And thank you, Maharaj, for allowing me to come and stay here in this place. Our Prabhu actually, President Prabhu, what is Prabhu's name? Nilmada Prabhu. Actually, he was very kind, and I came, stayed for a few days. I was very happy. He took care of me very nicely, and I'll be leaving today. So, my respectful obeisances to you, Maharaj, and all the devotees for giving me this opportunity to stay for a few days here. Mahaprabhu willing, we'll meet in Mayapur if you come, Maharaj. And if you want to stay with Mayapur Institute, Maharaj, you can also stay there. We have a nice place, quite little away from the temple. It's a very, quiet place, good for sadhana, if you are coming sometime, please, inform me. Probably you can talk to Maharaj and I can also arrange that. I take care of Mayapur Institute service. So in that way, Jayadatta Maharaj, he stays there, Subhak Maharaj stays there, Narsingha Maharaj stays there, many other sannyasis also, when they come, they stay there. It's a very, calm and quiet environment. And at least I'll get opportunity to serve you, Maharaj, if you so desire. And thank you all very much. I will stop here and we'll continue the next. Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hare Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Srila